I am so pleased to see that so many of you managed to overcome the duration and carry on of the last evening, together with those lions who landed a short while ago. We have a lot of business to get through today, but I feel sure we can achieve this in a very professional and timely manner.
All the values that you hold are very much in keeping with my own. You are a service club doing community volunteer work, helping, leading, planning and supporting, and in addition raising money for very worthwhile causes in your local communities. It therefore gives me enormous pleasure to declare the convention open and to wish you all a successful and enjoyable convention and a very pleasant stay here in Kendal. Thank you.
Fellow Lions, as we come together at the start of this convention, we think of those special people who are no longer with us, our friends with whom we've shared good times in the past, but who have passed to higher service in the past 12 months. We remember and celebrate the lives of the following Lions. As their names are read, Sergeant at Arms Lion George will place a rose in the vase for each one.
I've been very honoured to have been given the role of Convention Chairman at District's 32nd Convention, which will be held at the Beer Hotel, Berry.
She is an exemplary DG and a great person to work with. That's the grovelling over, okay? Yeah.
What we want to do with this award is enable young people to be recognised for what they do. The benefits to them and the aims of the award are to encourage the young people to give service, just like you do as Lions in your local communities. Where can these young people be found then? This is down to you now. In fact, all of you can stand up right now. Please, stand up.
Yes, miss.
You're allowed to sit down, and you've got to go through the list before you do. If you don't know any young person between the age of 11 and 18 that doesn't help out maybe in a school, a Leo club, a youth club, or any young people's organisations, if you don't know any young people in those categories, you're able to sit down now. So, every single one of you who has stood up knows a young person between the age of 11 and 18 that are eligible for this award. Every single one of you at the end of today, I would hope, will go away and nominate one of these young people and get them recognised for the work that they do. I'm expecting, when I get home, lots and lots of applications now from all of you, okay? So please sit down.
When you're partially sighted, you think to yourself, why? I can't do it. I can't do this. I can't do that. But doing things like going to judo makes you think, actually, if I stop and think, I can do it. I can be a Paralympian. I can be a teacher. I can be a doctor. And seeing young people realise that and helping them realise their dreams, it's amazing. And without young leaders in service, I don't think I would have had the confidence to have just gone to a charity and say, look, can I help you? And it's been such a reward for me personally. And I hope to think that I've helped young people too. So, thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for inviting me here to tell you a little bit about this wonderful charity, Hearing Dogs for Deaf People. No. The PowerPoint. Hey, thank you very much. There's almost 10 million people in the UK who have a hearing loss. 80,000 are severely or profoundly deaf, which just happens to be the criteria to apply for a hearing dog. Our waiting list at the moment is currently 5 years. which is far too long, and we're doing our very, very best to try and decrease that time, and we're hoping to get it right down to 3 years, which still is quite a long time, isn't it, to wait? But we're hoping to get it down to 3 years. Now, the dogs that we train, they are mainly Labradors, Poodles and Spaniels, or crosses of those. And I'm sure quite a few of you have heard of Labradoodles and Spoodles. They make very good hearing dogs, excellent hearing dogs. So what they do, so once they've heard one of the sounds, they go and they find their owner, and they will alert, either with a touch or with a nudge with the nose, and then the owner asks, what is it? And then the dogs lead to the sound. So for example, if the doorbell went in Alison's house, obviously Alison wouldn't be able to hear it, but little Bruno would, so he'd go and find her wherever she was, and he would nudge her, and then she'd say, what is it? And then he would take her to the door. They do something slightly different for the danger sounds, for sounds such as the smoke alarm. Little Bruno then, if he heard the smoke alarm go off, he'd go and find Alison wherever she was, and he'd alert her with a nudge or a touch, and then she would say, what is it? And he would actually then lie down flat, and that's how he indicates that it's danger. Right, so now I'm going to hand over to Alison with little Bruno, who's just sat down, right? It's not going very well, is it?
Thank you very much for asking me to come and give a talk. Now, Nikki has given you the basic facts, but she hasn't talked about what it's like being deaf. I started with the problem when I was 8 years old. I had a very bad dose of measles and accompanied with pneumonia, and I was really quite poorly. But I didn't realise I had a problem. My mother, being my mother, did not like the way I was talking afterwards, and she said she was ashamed of me. So she then said I had to have my adenoids and tonsils out because I needed them out. Well, they did 70 years ago. So they wouldn't take them out, so she then sent me for elocution lessons, which is basically like speech therapy. Now, so I have those. So that is why people look at me and say, you don't look deaf. That is the problem with deafness, because it's invisible. And, you know, and they say, you don't look deaf, and you can speak. Yes, you can, yeah. So, difficulty was at school. I went to 2 private schools. The first one, not too bad because it was mixed. But you know, children find a little bit of space in your armour where they can get at you, and they start bullying. The second school was all girls together, and that was murder. The headmistress did not like me very much for reasons better known to herself. She made things very, very difficult. And I went nursing in Liverpool, and when I left school, I was bottom of the class with 1 O-level English literature. And I went on, got married, and had 3 children. And it wasn't until I'm a nursing paediatric sister, and it wasn't until I was 35 on night duty, and a doctor said, you have got problems with your hearing, you need to have your ears tested. And I never knew. So then my husband went in a nursing home 15 years ago, and when he went in, my ears went with him, so, you know, because he always told me about everything that went on in the house. I nearly got burgled, and that spooked me, so I applied for a hearing dog. And I went through all, and then they came to the house, checked everything, it was absolutely brilliant. Then I got Dodger, who was a Cocker Spaniel crossed with a poodle, and a cockapoo. Which is not a very nice name, but yeah, he was a cockapoo. And he literally changed my life. And gave me my life back. Because I was very low. My husband died 12 years ago, but I was very low in spirit and everything. And I never realised, without having a dog before, that when you walk down the road, people talk to you. They, good morning, nice day, isn't it lovely and all that? in Southport where I live have been told I was having a hearing dog, and he was allowed in any shop, anywhere as an assistance dog. And I went into Sainsbury's, and the girl said, "Oh, we've got a picture of that dog on our staff board upstairs. What does he do?" So I told her. Now nobody ever speaks to me when I go to Sainsbury's, they all speak to the dogs. I'm just at the end of the lead. People come towards you, people are behind you, and they say, "Oh, aren't you gorgeous?" Well, I always hope they're talking to me. They're always talking to the dog. Then they rang me up from head office, "Would you like